Okay, I think I'm back. I don't know why it's so dark in here. Well, the camera. Okay, I don't know. The camera's kind of. Be about the editing system. You could. All right, so now that lawnmower is out the way, I could kind of get into talking about what is that? I don't know what that is. Anyway, I'll don't mind me. Um, this position. Here's my predictions. If they come back with an offer, and here's the position of power is greater for you, in my opinion, when you already got something. There's a lot of people out here, and I'm being mindful, people are looking for work. You have people that would say, ain't no work. You have people that would say, ain't no work that I would do. You would have people that would say, well, that ain't enough. And then you got some people that would say, I'm more qualified than to do that kind of work. So is it not enough work? Or is it not the work that you want? Or is it work that's below you, below your skill set? Um, what's really going on with the work stats and stuff? I'm hearing things that with uh that the Department of Labor is not accurate. I think it's fairly accurate to a certain degree. Um, I'm hearing things that Donald J with the toupee is cooking the books. I'm hearing things that he's not cooking the books, and that what we see is what we get. I'm hearing that there's been some things that's affected with tariffs. What I will tell you is what I know is I'm not receiving that many emails for recruiters. What I will tell you is what I know for a fact is some of these environments and some of the cohorts that I talk with, AI does have something to do with it. Um, we've seen the agility report or that report I was talking about. We've seen them predict this over 3 to 4 years ago. So there's some truth to that. I will say that. Um, but then, in regards to labor, what I've been taking the trains and, just being on foot. This is the first time I've ever seen this many black folks that I've seen at like Metro Transit and, on the trains and, just walking around and stuff like that. I'm seeing, and I'm just speaking from downtown. I've never seen these many black folks has been walking around with full-time jobs, so maybe it's a different kind of work or whatnot, and they do need people in the labor force. There's a huge shortage when it comes to trade. We know that, so being on site, physical work where you're out there and not in front of a desk, there's obviously there's some work there too. So that's what I see. But what I will say is this: even in the environment that I'm in, I'm seeing tons of new hires. Some of it is in the machine learning AI space. Some of it is some in the software engineering space. I'm seeing a lot more in the business analysis space and the financial planning and all that kind of stuff. So some of these people also are being hired to train the machine model. Once you get that in the system, I want y'all to take a look at things like Equilibrium and Total Recall. And there's a couple other ones, Zone 414. And then there's a new movie called, now that movie has a lot of gems. I want to break that down because they got some weird, it's weird stuff. Remember that Bina 48 video I did? That movie is that. It's that, but with a family. So you got a nuclear family where the man in the leadership, you got a nuclear family where the man is supposed to be in the leadership role, but he's open to his daughter being buck broken, and his wife is pretty much treating him as a secondhand nigga. Yeah. I'm gonna review that. I forgot what it's called, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good. So I kind of thought about with that transhumanism and AI and all that kind of stuff. I said, yeah, that's kind of, yeah, that one, they got a couple Easter eggs in that one. So I still got to review that. Now I might get a little copyright strike or a warning or whatever. I may not be able to monetize that, but I'm going to do it anyway, man. I'm going to try to do it. Even if I got to do it on a different channel and share it and do something. There's a way we go around. If I got to throw it on Rumble or something, I will. We'll figure it out. We'll figure that out, cause I want y'all to see that I haven't done a movie analysis as far as sci-fi tech in a while. So, but now I've been seeing a whole bunch of, just a bunch of positions, because I get to touch the equipment that y'all are working on. So I get to firsthand know who's coming in the company and who's leaving a lot of times. Well, when they leave, not so much, but if it's an intern or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? So, a lot of times, if y'all notice, whenever I do reviews, if I do interviews, if I do analysis or whatever, you notice I really don't put the names out there in the companies. Now, if one of the brothers or the sisters email me or ping me and be like, hey, bro, what company was that, bro? I'm going to tell y'all. Yeah, I'm not going to put it out publicly, but if y'all email me and I can verify, like, yeah, this, you know what I'm saying? This a brother or sister. I'll tell y'all. Yeah, this happened here. This happened here, bro. It can happen anywhere. It don't matter that that only happens there. No. That happens everywhere. Now, some places are more prevalent or whatever, or they'll try to act like they don't get down like that or whatever. But if y'all ask me, you damn right. If y'all email me and I verify, yeah, this one of the folks, yeah, I'll tell y'all. Yeah, this is that company right there. But see, what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to say is don't get your bag. Hell no, I'll never say that. Because you're going to run into these issues that I'm talking about anyway. I'm just telling you how I navigate and things I've experienced or whatever, so we can have a family discussion about what's going on. Because other people best believe they have think tanks and they do all kind of stuff. They have discussions and they have analysis and they have comments and commentary about what's going on for they folks. So I'm doing it for y'all. It's just a public platform until I start doing a patron, But now I'm going to say, check out this position and maybe try hybrid or something. Because a lot of times these people, they just want to see your face in office and they want to entertain in smoozing and answering, dumb little small talk. They like that. And that's one thing that the brother had to tell me. Now, this is something that I forgot because I haven't been in the Lion's Den for so long. I was working remote for so long, so I know the Lion's Den is through a VPN pipeline when you're working remote. They have to put everything that they say out of pocket and slick, either out of two ways, on Microsoft Teams where everybody can see it, or you could copy and paste it. And then they'll put large cap locks, or they'll say little slick stuff in the caps locks, so the passive aggressiveness is in caps locks now. Or they could say it through an audio call with screen capture. Yes, screencapture.com. I'm going to tell y'all that too. If you're on the call with an HR or manager and you feel like you're being undermined and you feel like you're being subverted, record that shit for your own personal gain. Because you know you probably gonna have some problems. Record it. If they ask you, well, why are you recording this? I say, hey, I gotta have proof. See, now that due process starts coming in. That due process starts coming in. No, record that. Record that, and if you can't record it on the local machine, record it with one of these. Get that recording. Get that recording, y'all. I'm telling you, get that recording. Don't trust nothing they damn well say. They'll say anything to you. They will say anything to you, and they will lie to you. I know. They'll say they're going to do something. They'll say that they said something, and then they'll turn back around and say, oh, that was misconstrued, and this, that, and the third. They will do it. Listen to me. They will do it. They do it all the damn time. They do it through the job offers. Oh, well, yeah, you going to do this and that. You ain't never going to do this, or this ain't going to happen, and that ain't going to happen. They turn around and do it, and you be like, wait a minute, you said that. Oh, I don't remember saying that. No, record it. If you have any doubt, any shadow of a doubt, record it. Y'all remember what happened when that manager got fired when she tried to play with me? You remember? Y'all heard the video. Oh, well, you know, you get ready to go out of there. She got up on the microphone real quick and then brought a bunch of other people on because she didn't have the balls to say what the issue was. These white passive aggressive liberals, of course, that's what it was. George Floyd. They were George Floyd before. They were George Floyd and old DEI and old Chiquita. You know, let's donate to her GoFundMe, your house burnt down, and then turn around and undermine your ass. Oh, they was talking about George Floyd. Oh, George Floyd. And hey, man, what you think about Ice Cube? What did Ice Cube say about the Platinum Plan? Are you not a fan of Ice Cube anymore? Yeah, I went to LA and I took a Bloods and Crips tour. Yeah, those are the same people I'm talking about. Yes, they will undermine you. I don't care how many bodies Becky got of Jerome. I don't care how many North Side and East Side and Brooklyn Park Negroes she done let slide up in her bedroom. That broad will undermine you at work. In the name of George Floyd. Oh, it's George Floyd and Trayvon. Oh, it's so bad. They shouldn't have did him that way. And turn back around and stab you in your damn back. I know, I've lived it. I've seen it. See, she tried to pull that move. Well, yeah, I'm going to get rid of this Negro. Secret weapon. We could play two at that game. Derek, we got a severance package for you. Because they're like, okay, man, he might lawyer up on this joint. Well, I've been undermined several different times. That's violation of my due process. I had the whole list. So they like, all right, let's get this nigga a severance package. Let me get that. Okay. So I said, let me review this for a little bit. Because I thought, well, maybe I could get a lawyer. I don't feel like going through all the trials and tribulations, but let me see. So when I told them that, they're like, okay, well, let us know if this is feasible and blah, 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 blah. Because if you're going to give me a severance, I know that 9 times out of 10, y'all done violated my rights or whatever the case may be. I said, look, man, let me review this for a second. And when I reviewed it, I said, all right, just cut the check so I can get up out of here. Don't you know, y'all, I had documentation of this lady talking slick about everybody else. I had all kind of audio conversation. I had all kind of shit. I wrapped it up like a Rico and handed it off. This is a work environment. I ain't no rat. You violated my rights. This ain't the streets. We at work. Yeah, lady, you did that. And they got rid of her ass. She thought she was just going to be able to undermine me and do me that way. I said, ma'am, I'm talking to the head. I said, ma'am, you got a mole. You got a mole in your company right here. I said, this woman has been undermining me from the start. Well, why didn't you say anything from the beginning? Because you have people that was lock and step with that. You have people that was lock step Part of the undermining. Y'all heard the slick little stuff that they said about black folks and the Bloods and the Crips and how they was doing tours and Ice Cube and why you shouldn't listen to Ice Cube no more and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, you were talking about me. Ice Cube's a freedman. You think my folks don't come from the Deep South? You talking about us. You talking about the people that say, you know what, we ain't gonna kiss your ass no more. We don't have to vote for whoever we want. Y'all are talking about us. I'm not talking about that shit at work. Y'all are bringing that up. So you're talking about me. Because I'm not going to have that discussion on who you should vote for and why I ain't kissing Collard Green Harris' ass. Y'all brought that up. So by default, when you talking about Q, because he went to go demand something tangible for black Americans during that time, you're talking about me. So you want me to discuss politics at work. That's a trap. No, I'm not going to do it. So far as I'm concerned, you're talking about me. You're undermining me because you sit there and do that. And then on the flip side, oh, George Floyd. And then now y'all laying me off. So guess what? You got a mole in your company, man. You going. You got a mole in your company. This lady violated me. She violated my rights, due process. She violated my due process because I asked for training left and right. She wouldn't provide me for it. She chastised me about it. She said my grammar wasn't good. She chastised me about words that I was using that other people were allowed to use, but she told me I couldn't use that word and other people were still using that word. That's my due process and equal protection of the law. Here's the package. Get rid of her ass and give me my severance. And that's what happened. You got to get rid of Karen and you got to pay me. And that's what happened. And I don't feel no guilt about it whatsoever. None. Because that's what happened. And I don't have to tell you right off. I could build up my case. You know how y'all do us? You build up the RICO? Okay, here's all the paperwork. The ladies look at the head of the company's like, my gosh, why didn't you tell us earlier? I said, maybe I thought it would change. I thought that we were going to go in a different direction. See? That's what they tell us when they get ready to fire us. Hey, we're going to go into a different direction. In so many words, we getting rid of you, nigga. Well, I thought we were going to go into a different direction. Miss Septum Ring. That's what I thought. That's why I didn't say anything. You know what I'm saying? But no, you don't get a free ride. You don't just get to cast stones upon me and undermine me and just get away. No, let me get my severance package and you got to go too. And they got rid of her ass. Immediately. Shouldn't have talked down to the platform engineer. See, I didn't talk about anybody at that company. But I'm just giving y'all an example, man, of how they get down.